do this.
Well, my friends don't care about everything as long as you got a story to bring. We'll take you along.
What is up, everyone? My name is Andrea. If you don't know me, you should subscribe because, like, why not? You should also hit the notification bell down below to be notified every time I upload a new video, as soon as I upload a new video. But anyway, today I'm going to be sharing with you guys what I've been reading lately. I haven't done a wrap-up since August, so I skipped September and October's wrap-ups. I know, I was doing so good. I did one for every month up to September this year, and I was like feeling great. I was doing so good. I was so happy. And then in September, I don't know what happened. I just couldn't film that video. Like, I don't know. I read quite a few books, and I read quite a few books in October, but the wrap-up videos just weren't, it just wasn't happening. I definitely think I was in a filming slump, a YouTube slump during September, which I don't know if anybody noticed, but I didn't get to record as many videos as I wanted to, so I kind of felt bad about that, and like, I don't know. But I'm here to do a mega wrap up of everything I have read in September and October, and I'm gonna go through them all. So I think I just counted, and there is 13 books that I read in September and October combined. So let's just go through them right now. We're gonna go back in time. We're gonna take it all the way back to September, the very beginning of September. First book I finished at the beginning of September was Restore Me. I totally was about to say Defy Me. Restore Me by Tahereh Mafi. This is the first book in the second half of the second trilogy of Shatter Me. This one is, of course, where the plot comes in. I really think the main plot of Shatter Me comes in the last 3 books, which makes no sense. But, you know, I really do like this part of the story. I like having a plot. And then I do like where the characters go. And then we get so many more new characters that are so interesting. So I definitely think if you haven't read the last 3 in the Shatter Me series, you should. I think it's worth it. I really like them. But I read Restore Me. This is a reread. I read it on audio, and I think I would give it like 4 stars. I don't know what I rated it on Goodreads, but I'm kind of just impartial to these. Like, I don't love them, but I do like them enough to reread them. So whatever that means, I don't know. Obviously, I like them enough to reread them. So that was Restore Me. So then in September, me and my friend Sarah decided to do a buddy read. We had this idea that since the Christmas season is coming, we wanted to reread all of the Harry Potters so we can watch the movies. So I reread Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone during September, and honestly, I read this in like 2 days. Like, I forgot just how quick they were. Oh, I forgot my bookmark is in there. I need that. So yeah, we were supposed to like read all of them and just do a couple every month, but so far we've only read the first one. She's read the second one. I need to read the second one still. Obviously, I've already read Harry Potter. Like, that's not even a question. But during this read, I definitely say I'll give it 5 stars again. I love Harry Potter. I think that this series is just so good. Every time I reread, I catch details that I missed. And I love when books can do that and stories can do that. So that is what I read as well. Harry Potter just definitely always feels like home for me, and I feel like it always will. And although I really don't like J.K. Rowling and I don't agree with everything that she says, I still have this love for Harry Potter, and I do love the books and the movies and the world. So I really need to get to book 2. I want to reread them all this year, so we'll see if that actually happens because I've gotten so busy, but they're so quick, so we'll see. So then in September, I read We Free the Stars by Hafsa Faizal, and this is the sequel to We Hunt the Flame. I absolutely loved We Hunt the Flame. If you don't know what that one is about, it is all about Zafira, who is basically a huntress. She hunts for the people in her village to eat, to survive. And then we have another point of view, which is Nasir, and he is the Prince of Death. He is basically like an assassin for his father, and who is like the king of their like kingdom or of their territory. I don't know. So the two both end up trying to find this one magical item, and their paths collide, and just so many things go on. I definitely think that this series has a lot of tropes that I love, but they're not like cringy or overdone. They're just so beautiful, and the writing is so beautiful. I can go on and on about We Hunt the Flame, but We Free the Stars, I think I gave this one 4 stars. I loved We Hunt the Flame a little bit more. I gave it 5, and I gave this one 4, but it was still so good and such a great ending to the series, and this cover is just so beautiful when you see Zafira and Nasir, and it's just it was everything. It really did give me moments that were just everything I needed and wanted. And I did cry, and of course I did highlight in here. I can try to show you guys. As you can see, I did highlight like a lot. There's a lot of purple in here because I had a lot of feelings throughout this book, but it was just so good. This is probably one of my favorite series of all time now, and I can't wait to reread it like probably early next year. So then in September, I also read Defy Me by Tahira Mafi. Again, it's in the second part of the second trilogy to Shatter Me. And I reread it on audio. Again, don't have like anything very insightful to tell you, but I did enjoy it enough to reread it. I do like Shatter Me a lot, but I know some people don't. Then I read Floating Underwater by Tracy Shawn. This is a arc I was sent to review, and I did leave a review on Goodreads. I gave this one, I think, 3 stars. I will put it on here if I gave it different. But this book was kind of one of those that I think was okay. It wasn't giving me anything too special, and the writing was just kind of okay. This is a suspenseful kind of magical realism book, and I think that seemed cool, but again, I'm not somebody who really likes thrillers or suspense, so it was kind of hard for me to get into that because it's just very hard for me to care to want to find out more. Like, if I don't know the stakes already or anything, I kind of just don't care. So I found that happening with this one, and I found myself getting a little bit bored. But I'm so glad that they sent it to me, and I read it, and it was, I mean, it wasn't like the worst book I've ever read. So that was this one. Then, big surprise, I read Imagine Me and finished off my reread of the Shatter Me series. This one just came out last year, I believe, and so I've already reread it, and I do like the ending. I can't believe that I was rereading, and then Tahira Mafi announced that she's coming out with another Warner novella, Believe Me, I think it's called, which is coming out in November, and I'm definitely gonna read it. But it's just so funny to me that I just happened to reread. So now I'm ready for this new Warner novella, and I can't wait. And I do like Imagine Me. I think that I like this one the least out of the second trilogy. Ollie. But yeah, still a good book, still a great series, still recommend. So then in September, I read a new favorite, which was Stalking Jack the Ripper by Carrie Maniscalco. Ollie is freaking out. He also loves Stalking Jack the Ripper, I guess. He's very vocal about it. But I don't know, I gave this one 4 stars because I think there's room to grow as the series goes on. Ollie, what do you want? I don't know what his problem is. But Stalking Jack the Ripper is a historical fiction book about a girl named Audrey Rose and a boy named Thomas Cresswell. So Audrey Rose and Thomas are apprenticing basically for her uncle in his laboratory, and they're like forensic science nerds, which is really cool. And I love the way that this book plays on to the actual Jack the Ripper case in real life. It's really cool how she weaved in the historical aspect to it. And I like the setting, and I definitely want to see more from Thomas Cresswell and Audrey Rose. I'm actually reading the second book right now, so obviously I love this one a lot. And I think this is a new fave of this year too. Carrie Maniscalco is somebody that I think I will read a lot of things from in the future, like anything she writes, because I did like her style as well. So that one was very good for September, probably my favorite read in September. Then I finished out the month with Empire of Storms by Sarah J Maas. I was rereading all of these on audio as well, so I finally finished rereading this series. This, I think, is the second time I read this book this year. I did read it on audio, and Empire of Storms has always been my favorite out of the Throne of Glass series, so I really just treasured the time I got to spend with it, because it's just, this book gives me exactly what I wanted. It gives me everything. It gives me all the tropes I like, so many things, and the ending of this one just like rips your heart out, but that's what makes the book good, so I love that one. Okay, so now we can move on to the books that I read in October. This one that I finished was White Cat by Holly Black. This one is the first book in her Curse Workers series. If you watch any of my vlogs, you've probably heard me talk about this one and saw me like reading it like real time, I don't know. But White Cat is all about this one boy, what was his name? Oh, Cassell. Yeah, so Cassell is in a family of curse workers. Basically, they all have abilities, like magical powers, but he doesn't. And so he's also having some dreams about a white cat that is like haunting him. And he's just basically the outsider of his family and trying to deal with that. He also remembers killing his best friend when he was younger, and he's also now dealing with losing some of his memories, so he's like confusing his past, and a lot of things in the present are unraveling that he doesn't know what's going on. So he's just revealing a lot of family secrets and This book was pretty good. I liked that aspect of it, and the family aspect, and I think the characters could have been a little bit more fleshed out, but this was one of Holly Black's early work, so I still did enjoy it. I thought it was an easy, quick read, so that was White Cat. I realized I dropped this. This was my reminder to myself to tell y'all that I read The Bone Houses next. I don't have the book, so I'm letting my friend Catherine borrow it right now. But yeah, I read The Bone Houses by Emily Lloyd Jones. I think that's who wrote it. If I got that right, I'm really surprised. But yeah, so The Bone Houses is a cool book. It was very spooky. It was about this gravedigger. Her family was like a gravedigger, the main character. And there are these things called bone houses, which are basically like skeletons that get up from their graves and walk around, which is very scary. And I don't know, I remember a lot of people hyping that book up a while back, and I did like it a lot. I gave it 4 stars. Actually, I think I gave it 3.5 stars because it wasn't the best. Like, it was a standalone, so you can't dive in too much, but it was just okay for me. It wasn't like going to be one of my favorites, and I probably won't keep it, but it was a cool read, especially during October, and especially to read at least once. I think everybody would like it, so I do recommend that one if you're looking for a spooky book, maybe for this autumn season or maybe for next year or whatever. Bone Houses was actually pretty good. So October, we all know, because I don't shut up about it because I'm a Scorpio, was my birthday month, and I did a lot of rereading books that were like my favorites. So I reread Kingdom of Ash. This doesn't look like Kingdom of Ash. The dust jacket is underneath here. This is just like one of the special edition dust jackets. I don't know. I love it because it has, everyone has Dorian and Manon. That's not Manon. I'm an idiot. Manon's on the inside. Dorian, Aelin, of course, in the middle. Rowan, and Kale. So I really love this cover, and I love Kingdom of Ash. 5-star book, probably like 100-star book. It gives me the feels every time, and I know for sure I did reread this one twice this year. I don't know. Probably will not be the last time I read it because I love it so much, apparently. I don't know, it's just seriously a comfort read at this point. Then I reread Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo. I actually annotated Six of Crows, so I had to do that with this one. Let me show y'all. This one is also signed. I got it signed when I met her at the 9th House tour. I was thinking about that the other day, just how fun it is to go to book signings and how much I miss it. How much I miss like meeting Cassie Clare, when I met Holly Black, when I met Leigh Bardugo. Like, I just want to meet more authors and just be there in their presence and hear them talk about the books. It's like the funnest thing ever, and I hate that we haven't been able to do that like all last year and all this year. It literally sucks, but anyway. So I did write in this one. Here we go. I highlighted and wrote and just, you know, did that on a lot of pages because I did this with Six of Crows and I felt like I needed to like match up both of them. So that's what I did with this one. And Crooked Kingdom, I would say is a comfort read because I love Six of Crows so much, but it's also just like very sad and I hate endings. And do I want Six of Crows 3? I don't know. After Crooked Kingdom, I just think this was a beautiful ending. And adding another book is just unnecessary. And though I do like want to be with the crows again, and I do want to see like Kaz and Inej's relationship develop or whatever, I just don't want anything to be messed up. And I don't know if I want it. I don't think I want it, but I'm gonna read it if it comes out anyway. What's next? Oh, then I read Beautiful Bastard by Christina Lauren in like one sitting, which was really funny. This was a adult romance that's about a boss and his assistant who literally just like hate each other. Like, I don't know, for some reason they just get on each other's nerves, but like they both work very well and have a lot of things in common. And so the fact that they hate each other just drives them into a passionate, intimate relationship. And then maybe something more. I expected this book to be very corny, but it wasn't. It was actually okay. Now, did everything get rushed and like there's not really any development? Yes, but I feel like that's what happens with romance. So I gave it 3 stars. It wasn't bad, but I think it wasn't one of my favorite books ever either. Finally, in October, I finished out with a reread, which was A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. I honestly, after I finish, because I'm rereading this one, and then I just this month reread A Court of Mist and Fury, gonna continue, but after I finish those, I am taking a break. I really am getting tired of hearing myself say blah, 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 blah by Sarah J. Maas. Oh, I read this by Sarah J. Maas. Like, I'm tired of hearing myself. Y'all are probably tired of hearing me say that. I swear. So I'm gonna, after this, just read Crescent City. And again, because I have read it, but I'm gonna get ready to, like, read Crescent City 2 in February. And then I'm done. I'm not gonna talk about Sarah J. Maas anymore. I swear. Now, I did think that this time when I reread ACOTAR, this is my second time rereading it this year. Third time reading it ever, but I think that I did have a new appreciation for it because I didn't originally like Feyre. Like, I really kind of hate her, and I thought she was just like a really bad like lead protagonist in a book. But after reading this again, I kind of have this like weird respect for her. Like, I don't know, I kind of like her and like what she had to go through a lot more. So I really only reread this again because I want to reread them so I can read A Court of Silver Flames again. That one I've only read once because it just came out. But like, I love A Court of Silver Flames. And I'm the type of person that won't just read the last book in a series again. Like, I need to reread the whole series. It makes me upset that my brain works this way. So I did do this reread, and the earlier in the year when I reread, I wrote in it a little bit. I kind of annotated every now and then on some stuff that was funny and highlighted. I didn't do it as much in this one. I did it in A Court of Mist and Fury 2, and then I didn't have the third book, so now I do have the third book in this paperback, so I'm gonna read that one physically so I can annotate it like I did these two, because this time I read an audio. I read A Court of Mist and Fury on audio, but now that I'm done, I can reread the next one and actually write it so that they can be complete annotated editions. Also, I've been thinking I should do a video on like how I annotate and highlight my books and like that process, but I don't know, that's for another day. Maybe I will do that. But that's all the books that I read in September and October. I feel like I didn't read anything too new or exciting, so I hope this was somewhat enjoyable for you guys, just to catch up on what I've been reading. And since I didn't do a wrap up, I felt like I should do that, and I wanted to because I love to talk about the books that I've been reading. So that's what I was reading. That's what you missed if you didn't know. It's nothing exciting. So if you read anything like new or anything that you really loved, comment down below. I'd love to know like your exciting reads, because I feel like not many of these were that exciting. But if you've read anything great, please let me know in the comments. That's pretty much all I have to say for today's video. Like always, I have my social media linked down below if you want to check me out on Instagram or Twitter or anything. The book pile just fell. I will show you guys in a second. That's a mess. I'm gonna have to clean. And I also have some ways you can help support the channel in my description as well. But yeah, that's gonna be it for today. Okay, wait, look at this mess. Look at this. Not Ollie being cute, but look at this pile of books. What am I supposed to do with that?
Forget about all types of things. You remind me of the Arizona thunder. Satisfy the times and make you wonder about the bigger picture in your life. The simple times in the Arizona thunder. The Arizona thunder tonight.